destroy the party so that it becomes a party that cannot rebuild. I think there's a possibility for them to rebuild after the elections.
Mm. You think it is not fatal?
No, I don't.
But should they not be particularly cautious? Because the last time they did this, Alan Chamanti left the party. It was followed by many members of the party. Key people followed him out of the party. So if you are going through the same process, should you not create a system where everybody feels that and there is fairness to the language is manageable? Because at the end of it, some people feel that what was said about me, it will be untenable for me to continue to follow this person into an election when the person said these things about me in order to win, to become flag bearer.
Yes, but that is almost unavoidable or inevitable in this kind of competition, because and that's why in the democratic system you see these things in most democracies. Like I said, this is not a child's play. It's about contesting to occupy the highest political office in the country. So people, there's no way you can control the rhetoric or the strategies that people would deploy in their efforts to win elections. But as required of every democratic leader or any person who believes in democracy, you know, after these, struggles and conflicts and all that, you are expected as somebody who believes in democracy to be tolerant, to accept defeat, and then congratulate your opponent and begin to work as one party. This is what is supposed to be the case in every contest, political contest. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been having solid parties like the NDC and the NPP because they have both of them have survived internal struggles and wranglings and have come out to be solid enough, powerful enough, capable enough to contest and win the national elections. So for me, I'm not so pessimistic about what is happening. I think there's a possibility that they will come together after this tomorrow's election.
Then there is the other part where, okay, so you talk about the polls. So let me come to the polls. You said you've been watching the polls. Your observation is that it's a two-horse race?
Yeah, because I see I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I think most of the popular ones like info analytics, they have consistently predicted that the former vice president, Dr. Baumia, is leading consistently. Perhaps there are other polls that I've seen not so popular who tend to put Honorable Kennedy Ajapong, ahead of the vice president. And of course, you have the voodoo polls that are, engaged by the predictions by religious leaders that are saying that one candidate is ahead and the other candidate is ahead. So it's quite a mixed bag of polls, both scientific and should I call it spiritual. But if I have to wade in this kind of interesting predictions, I think based on the former vice president's position and the fact that the political machinery that was built for him to emerge as the flag bearer in the 2024 elections and then to contest the national elections. Though that machinery, political machine, is still in place. And I don't see how the other contenders, competitors can, match that political machine that has been built for him. So I just think that he has the edge, and he is most likely to win tomorrow's elections.
He's most likely, but like you talked about, there are some polls that are also predicting victory for Kennedy Japan. But first of all, let me take your views on this before you respond to that. Why? Because polling is a scientific process, I believe. Why is it that there are 4 different polls with different outcomes when they are virtually looking at the same delegate poll? Does that add up for you?
That's interesting. It's an interesting question, and it's a scientific process. It's a scientific endeavor, but it is also just based on sample, and sometimes the sampling can be, totally misleading and can lead to wrong predictions. It could also mean that last minute permutations by the voters can change everything because you might have done the polling some few weeks ago. A lot can change even on the day of the election based on certain factors that may not appear or may not be, you might not have anticipated when you were doing these polls. They are basically opinion polls, and people can say one thing and do a different thing on the day of election. So, and it depends on whether you are polling the delegates who are qualified to be in the electoral college, or whether you are just doing general polls involving party supporters. I don't know. I haven't read their methodology. I haven't read their sampling methods. So I don't know how they have chosen their sample, but it could mean a lot if your sample is just focused on the delegates, over 211,000, I think, or you are doing a poll that involves other party supporters, not necessarily those who are going to vote tomorrow. But as we know, many things can happen. Even money can change things, and last minute opinion can change, and people will go to the polling centers and then vote differently from what they told the pollster. That's why some polls have been very misleading, wrong predictions, even in advanced countries like the U.S., where Donald Trump has defied all the predictions. So they are just opinion polls. However scientific they are, they can sometimes be off target and may be wrong. So anything could happen tomorrow, but I think there's a lot that is going in favor of the former vice president in terms of the structures. Like, look at the polling stations and then the electoral area executives. All these people were in place when they contested as and won to become their party presidential candidate. The appointees and the MPs, most of them are supporting him for naturally so because he was the vice president and probably had some kind of related with them one way or the other or influenced certain things in their favor. So the other candidates don't have that advantage. So I just think that he has a better chance than any of them.
I see. And Prof, do you believe polls can sway opinions?
Polls can do what?
Sway opinions. If there's a poll predicting that I am in a contest with my colleague Stephen, and there's a poll predicting that Stephen will win, that people who intended to vote for me might look at that poll and go like, okay, if Stephen is the one who is winning, then let me go and vote for Stephen. Can that happen?
Yeah. Yes, because a rational voter will not like to throw his or her vote away, and that's why, and that is reflected on the smaller parties or that contest national elections in Ghana. Some of them may have good leaders. I mean, people of good character, but sometimes people just think that they cannot win. So why do I have to waste my vote on somebody who will not win? So these polls sometimes, and even those that are based on prophecy, you don't underrate the fact that some politicians can even get them to do these voodoo polls and predictions just to sway the voters, those who are undecided.
And that's the point I was
So
coming to. That is it not possible that some of these later polls are meant to perhaps negate the this, do I call it a swaying effect that a poll like the Global Info Analytics might have because of the credibility is built over the period. That if we also put in polls that say Brian Champion will win, Kennedy Japan will win, people will not be easily swayed to change their minds based on the track record of Global Info Analytics. That's all possible, right?
that's something to pay attention to, because politicians do all kinds of things. They can inject these polls in there just to mitigate that kind of swaying, last minute swaying of voters, just to mitigate that effect. So I think you are right, and we see it even in the U.S. where you polls are so, you know, they give different predictions. And meanwhile, they have polled the same, almost the same group of people. So some of them actually can just be political polls aimed at doing what you have described exactly. And for that matter, Global Info Analytics, that is very credible. You can even see some politicians normally discrediting their polls because meanwhile they know that what they are quite a credible polling, opinion polling institution. So all this is part of the politics, the strategy, and it could be a factor that is playing out in these recent polls. But like I said, I think the former vice president just has the advantage because of all the factors that I've mentioned. The political machine that was built to win, for him to win the primaries, and then for him to contest the national post, is still in place. So the other candidates don't have that machinery. I mean, it might have broken down a little bit with some, now saying they will vote for Kennedy Japan, the anti-establishment candidate, and the rest of the candidates. But it's still solidly in place, and it's in favor of the former vice president. I would presume.
Let me conclude with you by asking you for your views on the National Democratic Congress's move. They have decided that, in fact, they put out their roadmap for the reorganization of the party from the branch level all the way to the national executive level before going to the flag bearer elections. And one of the things they've decided is that if you are currently holding a position in government and you want to contest for a party position, you should resign the position in government and come to contest 6 months ahead. What do you think of that move?
Yes, in the first place, the political party theoretically is supposed to be totally separate from the government. So it's led by executives, and they take decisions, and that might, in terms of the management of the party, and for it to win elections as political parties are meant to do, they can come out with various rules and regulations, all aimed at winning the next election. So this is what the national executives have decided. If I have to proffer an opinion, or if I have to offer an opinion, I think they they may be justified in saying that yes, if you want to, come and lead the party in one way or the other, then you cannot be in government. You cannot you cannot have it both ways. So you can come if you want, take the risk. Not that you be in government and then still be contesting. Now, I think there are legitimate reasons for asking that you resign 6 months to to contesting. If I think that is a legitimate reason for asking that them to do that, because a party is totally different from the government.
There are those who feel that if you have the patience to currently, most of them have taken government position and are still holding on to their party positions. If you can do that, then why not still give them that double chance to still do government and do party? Of course, they are already doing that.
Yes. So I think when they were appointed, they were already in this executive position, and many factors would have influenced this, because you didn't have to redraw or come out with rules. I mean, the president decides to appoint one of the executives as to be in government. What can you do? I mean, you cannot just come out and say, "Oh no, then in that case you have to resign." But now going forward, I think they have realized that no, this is the right way to go. And for that matter, I've come out with this, and I think I will support this, because despite the fact that some people have operated well in government and in the party, we never know, or we don't know what they have realized, whether they are still operating effectively as in the management of the party or not. It's only the general secretary and the chairman who can, who be privy to that insights or that information. And that's why they have come out with these rules, and it's within their right as leaders of the party to do that. So I think it is the way it is, and if you are in government, you either choose to be in government, or you choose to come and contest to manage the party. So I think that's what has happened.
Mm. Prof, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senna. Have a great day.
You too. Professor Jasper Abembia Ayelazuno is an associate professor of political science at the University of Development Studies in the Northern Region, Tamale, taking us to 44 minutes past 8 here in the studios of Radio Gold 90.5 FM. What are your own views on this issue? The issue of course, there are two things we are discussing: the MPP primaries that will happen tomorrow. There are those of you who don't care who wins. Those of you who also think, it really doesn't matter anyway. But we'll continue that conversation. But as 2025 comes to an end and we welcome 2026, we want to say thank you. Your trust in Hisense Ghana has helped us grow and succeed. Whether you use our smart TVs for entertainment, our refrigerators to keep your food fresh, our air conditioners to stay cool during hot days, or our washing machines to care for your clothes, we appreciate that you have chosen Hisense to be part of your everyday life. The past year has been full of progress in your ideas and shared moments. Your feedback, loyalty, and support have encouraged us to do better and improve our products and services. In 2026, we promise to continue providing high-quality products that are innovative and affordable. We'll also work to improve our customer service, introduce new technologies to make your home more comfortable, and remain a reliable brand you can trust for home appliances and electronics. Thank you for choosing Hisense Ghana, and for being part of our family. We look forward to another year of quality, innovation, and great experiences together. Warm regards. That's from the Hisense team. The number to call Hisense on 0302 550000. Visit hisense.com.gh for more. And of course, the first Ghana Tree Crops Investment Summit and Exhibition 2026 is here and happening from 17th to 20th February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. Activities start promptly at 8 a.m. each day. This 4-day event will bring together investors, agribusiness leaders, traditional leaders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs. The focus will be on 6 main tree crops: cashew, coconut, oil palm, rubber, mango, and shea. The theme of the summit is sustainable growth through tree crops investments, researching and building Ghana's green economy. The event will be led by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. The summit will end with a grand gala night and award ceremony on the final day. This is your chance to be part of a major investment opportunity. Whether you want to invest, network, sponsor, or exhibit, now is the time to secure your place. For more information, the number is to call 0303 981790 or 0244 994958. Also call 0208 144879. You can visit www.tcda.gov.gh or gtcis.org to register, or follow at TCDA Ghana on all social media platforms. SM, are you still standing with the same candidates?
I do chum. By this time, they may do chum man, my yadi. You man, my yadi. And you know, a woman said, a pen on ye yan, dear.
Okay.
Your campaign in your manema be brina, and said you're not here, quino. But make us say, Nina Muno. The candidate, Doctor, you said, which would mean to me, Nima. Menena, continue. The BCB, you be funny, sir.
No. What are you saying? You won't win?
Oh, yeah. Research, you who will be here.
What kind of this thing is this? But please, the daily graphic.
Daily graphic, and the
read